What's going on YouTube? JTUserborn here, and welcome back to another edition to my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Absolute Batman, issue number 5, written by Scott Snyder. I think the artwork is done by Nick Dragotta. This is part 5 of the whole new DC, basically Ultimate Universe of the Absolute Universe. And Scott Snyder's really been delivering with Absolute Batman. It's some of the best work he's done since he's been at DC. There's a reason this book is selling quite well. I think it was the biggest comic book of last year anyways, the first issue, is because people are digging it. Like, this is a different take on Batman. But there's also, like, since this is the Absolute Universe, is he going to compromise some of his morals? That's kind of the big question in this thing. Because at the end of the last issue, Black Mask was like, I'll give you $200 million to do yada, 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 blah, 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 to kind of compromise yourself a little bit when it comes to this stuff. So is Batman going to give in? Is he going to do this? Is he just going to take the money? What is he going to do with it? Well, as we come to find out in the issue, of course, there's still some flashback stuff with the zoo and all that with Gordon. And basically comes to find out he did take the money and he spent it on this giant ass, like, bat logo, like, signal thing. Like, it's so excessive that it is kind of ridiculous. I mean, everything in this book is excessive. Like, Batman is built like a damn tank. His logo is just, everything is just so over the top, exaggerated, that it is pretty fun. And he, of course, we get some really violent, brutal artwork. Batman even gets set on fire, so it kind of reminds me of Batman Begins, but he had kind of put a tracer on Black Mask. Alfred was really ticked off at him for doing what he did. He was able to escape because Barbara Gordon, I think, was the one who kind of let him go. And the end of the issue is basically him getting himself patched up, Alfred scolding him, and Black Mask is just like, you know what? I'm going to start, like, letting people do some other stuff right there. So, because Batman turned down his invite and offering invitation to all of you, hundreds of $1 millions, all up for grabs if you all kind of, like, come to the party with Gotham. So, like, Black Mask is doing his thing. Batman had tried to expose him for kind of who he was, but, you know, just all the money thrown out there, like, it's just so much corruption within the city and all that too, and he's got to kind of work his way around it. So that's kind of the gist of some of the stuff that happened within this issue. Like, there's no crazy, like, big, huge revelations, I'd say. It was just the big question of, like, what is he going to do with that money, and basically just spend it all on, like, some sort of gag. Maybe he got some other equipment in that too, but, like, he just wasted on this giant-ass excessive signal. And again, it's like a couple $100 million. It's, like, kind of ridiculous. I mean, could have used it for other things, but no, he's like, hey, here's my big fucking signal, Black Mask, and then, you know, he does this thing. The brutality of this issue is also pretty intense as well, with Batman getting set on fire, like, people getting stabbed in all sorts of brutal, violent ways. Alfred having his tension with Bruce in this thing. We did get some more kind of flashback moments with young Bruce, and, like, there's an interesting conversation between him and Gordon. You know, he's like, well, we're going to tear down the zoo because of what happened there. And like I said, I like some of the moments with Bruce's past. So yeah, I don't have really much else to say about this particular issue, especially compared to some of the prior ones, because it's more of a straightforward one. We had some little moving pieces in the background and all that too, and, you know, it's just a matter of seeing what Batman's going to do. Like, at the end of the last issue, is like, is he going to, like, he take the money, what's he going to do with it? And he's just like, yeah, screw you. Like, he just basically, like, a giant middle finger to him. It did seem kind of strange how, like, Bruce, like, didn't really fight his way out of things as best he could. Like, I wanted to see him kick the crap out of more people. But yeah, he gets, like, torched and, like, set on fire, and he seemingly is kind of okay. Yes, he has a lot of cuts and bruises kind of by the end of it. Like, you can see him, like, right here. And goodness gracious, like, how freaking jacked is Batman in this thing? Like, it's just, yeah, like, he's been, you know, I ain't gonna say that's all natural. He's probably, like, been treading really hard within this the Absolute Universe. So yeah, but yeah, I still enjoy this one. It was a fun read. Not the strongest in the series. I think it was the last issue or the one before that where they had the courtroom scene where he confronts Joe Chill. I think that was a little bit more effective, but this one's, like I said, a straightforward issue. Lots of violent stuff with Batman, more tension between him and Alfred, and the big middle finger he gives to Black Mask was pretty fun. So if you're enjoying Absolute Batman, can't see why you wouldn't enjoy this one. Again, not everything's going to be as, I guess, as great as some of the other issues, but like I said, this one's a pretty entertaining one from start to finish. I don't know, I don't really have much else to say, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it there, and that'll wrap it up for last week's comic books from, you know, last week and all that. And it's time to start catching up and prepping for this week's stuff. So I know this week I'm returning with I got the Godzilla comic reviews coming out. I also have the latest issue of Nightwing, I think Titans, and then World's Finest are the three that are going to be out this week in terms of DC. So it'll be about like 4 comic book reviews, like in terms of like new books this week coming out. I'm excited to start a new series, and I'm excited to jump back into some of the other titles. I'll probably have some stuff to say about Titans. I can assure you that based on like the cover of the latest issue. So look forward to all that stuff. All right, well, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.